There we go. So I'm glad we all could get together tonight for the launch of My Path to Health. And we are so blessed to have Jan, who is a fellow nurse as well. And she's been at this for 14 years, Jan. I didn't realize it was that long. But she has helped create, along with her sons, and an easy way of helping us keep track of things. So we're really excited about this, and our mentorship is all behind this. And Jan, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Denise. It's so nice to see you guys here tonight. I love seeing all your faces, and I'm just excited to share this information with you. And I know that some of you have probably seen this already, and some of you may have not seen it at all. So we're trying to make it so that everybody can learn, and we'll all just get started together tonight with it. It really does empower your clients and helps them take ownership, and it makes your job so much easier, but it's better because you're not carrying the load so much. They get to take more ownership and they learn, and it's helping empower their brains, and they're having better success with their programs. They're staying on their programs, and it's easier to help bring in referrals. Like, doesn't that sound great? What part of that is not great? There's no part. So, and it just keeps getting better and better. We're fine tuning and tweaking all the time. So first of all, I just want to, is it okay if I share my screen, Denise? Awesome. Okay. I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you, let's see. Not that. Here we go. Okay, so this is My Path to Health. This is the tool that we're going to share with you today. And we're going to load this first thing. We're going to put this on your computer and also on your phones. And so what I'd like you to do to start with is just to let me ask, I'll go ahead and stop share. Let me see a raise of hands, if you can be on screen. How many of you already have this loaded to your computer and your phone? Okay, there's some, not all. Okay, let's just take a second and we'll have everybody grab your phone right now and go into where you do a text message and start a brand new text message. And we're going to go in to down below where the texting is, where the text would be, tap in that little square and type the word welcome. Just welcome. And then when you write the word welcome, you're going to go up above where it says to, like where you're sending it to. And this is what you'll do with your clients. You're going to be sending this to this number. I'm going to type it in the chat. The number is 423-556-6877. The number is 423-556-6877. Type the word welcome. It doesn't matter if it's caps or no caps or one cap, it doesn't matter. So as soon as you get your little message back, it's going to say, welcome to My Path to Health. And when you get it, go ahead and type got it in the chat so we know. Okay, they're coming in. They're coming in. Sweet. All right. So once you have it, then you want to tap on the little, there's a little message that comes in, and at the very top, there's several links, but it's the one at the top that says, welcome to My Path to Health. You want to tap on that link. Okay, just kind of give it a second. Make sure you type the word welcome to the number 423-556-6877. Okay, so once you get in there, it's going to ask you for your name, your email address. It's going to log you in, and it asks everyone to check a box that says, I understand that success with this is based on my efforts. So they understand right up front. Okay, so you should get a message. If you didn't get a message, um, that that is not normal. You should get a message. Okay, are you sure you got the right number and you're typing the right word? Welcome. Type the word welcome to 423-556-6877. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on just because if you've got some trouble getting that first message, we'll troubleshoot with you behind the scenes. I'll talk to Denise and we can get that help for you. But once you've got it and you log into it, you're going to see these 7 modules. And I'll go back to my screen share. Okay, so here's what these 7 modules look like. There's a Let's Get Started module. This is what they get to do while they're waiting for their box to arrive. So exciting. When they click on that module, they go through 5 lessons. The first one is Let's Get You Connected. They get to meet Dr. Anderson. Has a short little minute video to welcome them in, and then we invite them into the Win Zooms. The Win Zooms they can get started with right away and feel the love of the community right out of the gate. And on your health assessment, you've explained to them about our habits of health system so they understand what that is and know that it's coming and that this is going to help them really digest that. And that we're working on integrating the information into their brain. And every time they come in and hear information and be part of it, it's helping that to happen. That this isn't something they're just checking a box with to do. It's actually creating new neural pathways in their brain. It's got to be what's in it for them. So you have to help them understand why we do it. Okay, because if it's just another thing, they don't need it. They got a lot of stuff to do, but they want success. They want change, and you've got to do something different in order to have something different happen. So these Win Zooms begin that process. So here's the link for it. You can help them if they're anywhere near the age range of 50s to 60s. Sing them, 8675309. That's the song right there. 365 days a year. And then the rest of the link for the win is 8675309. So if you remember to call Jenny, that's the song. All right. The second one, really quick, helps them to get their Optavia app so that they have access to the tracking and the recipes in the Optavia app. So you can scroll down and get the link for the Android and the iPhone right there. Also helps make sure they've got their food scale, the scale to weigh themselves, the body measurement tape, and also introduces them into client answers. Really helpful. Then I tell them, and I always walk through them with this. I walk them through this. I say the third lesson, let's hold on to until you get your box and you open it up and get your little guide. That is helpful because then they have the guide in hand and they go through the 15-minute Optavia journey kickoff call, and that will help them really understand what they're doing. And they'll have the book in their hand to go through it. Then the kickoff call encourages them to do their weight, their measurements, and their pictures. And this next lesson goes through and helps them understand that. Gives them the WATCH acronym, helps them understand everything of what to do, and also gives them the stats for their lean and green guidelines and how much total they're getting in their 5-in-1 program. People ask me all the time for that information on what's exactly in a lean and green and how much am I getting? And this tells them. So that's good information. And then the last one is understanding how it all works together, that this is not just a decreased calorie program. This is science, and their body's going to be super, super supported and super efficient using the 5-in-1, but also help them understand if they're on a different plan. We have amazing plans. There's lots of different ones, active plans, 4 2-in-1 plans, 3-in-3 plans, nursing moms, teens, all the things. They're different. And they're all wonderful, but if they choose the 5-in-1, this is a good one for them to review. Okay, so once they get through that, then we introduce them, when we do a journey kickoff, we introduce them to module number 2, which is the secret sauce. This is where we empower them with their first fueling every day to come in and they eat their first fueling. They go into their modules, they tap on day one, and they get to watch the video and get this the steps for the day, action steps for the day, and then they move on to day two the next day. And you're checking in with them days 1 through 4 still, right? So every day you check in, you ask them, did you go into your module today? Did you watch the video and get your action steps? This is what you'll do every day for the first 10 days to help you really get a great start on your program. Then they get in the habit of it and they continue doing it. Day 9, they get to learn how to update their order. And day 10, they get some information on exercise. If they're using the straight up 5-in-1 plan, that's there for them. And of course, you're going to be working with them if they're on an active plan or if they're doing something different. You can be the one to kind of guide them to that information. So then the next lesson takes them to we have this broken down, the whole life book broken down into every element is separated out. And every single section has an intro video from Dr. A webinar link, and a podcast link. So your people have access to more information about those modules or those elements as they're going through. The next one, and you can jump to another module right here. We can go into getting the best results. How many times have you had a client who's struggling just a little bit and you get on with them for a check-in and they're struggling, and then you say, well, let's set up a time for us to go through a checklist and make sure you're on track. We'll do a systems check. And you have to go through everything with them, right? Not anymore, because now you just empower them to go into module number 4, and Vicki Titi will do it for you. And she's got this great graphic that takes them down through the whole system, each different part, to help you understand what is going on help them understand what is going on with their fat burn. Why is it not working? And then they can go through the buffering versus processing emotion video, food fallacies, and blasted, meaning bored, lonely, angry, stressed, tired, excited, depressed. What's going on with them mentally, and then also tracking so that they can really get the best result out of their program. So now they come back to you and they say, hey, I did lesson 4 or module 4, and now I know that handfuls of almonds in the afternoon and extra cheese sticks are not working for me, right? So that's what happens when they get to be in charge. Then the next one is transition. Beautiful transition, takes you through each step of the way. And then we go into ultra health, which is fantastic. They understand exactly what they're eating, going on forward, using the healthy exchange options. Everything is here. And then the last one is a sweet little sneak peek into coaching, which is really fun when your client says, you know what, I saw that. I checked it out. I've been listening to the Win Zooms and staying on for the second 15 minutes when the coaches are talking. And I'm really curious about it. What can you tell me more? Like, oh, so much fun when that happens, and it does happen. So you can see that is very powerful. We also have modules for coaches. These modules are set up the same way. There are 7 of them. They go down through new coaches start here, how to do health assessments, how to support clients, how to share the program, how to acquire coaches, how to support coaches, and business tools and resources. It is everything we need to go through helping a new coach get started. And we have every step of these, how to get them and how to use them is set up on this Google Doc, which all of your leaders have this. This is a set step-by-step way to understand how to use the modules and understand how to set up your clients with them and your coaches with them. So the key to this is, look, it's not long. It's all of 2 pages. Well, 2 and maybe there's a little more. Doesn't seem very long to me, but it's not that much. It's kind of big type and lots of spaces, right? So if you'll go through it just step by step by step, you'll be amazed at how clear it is. You'll be like, oh, this makes total sense to me. But if you are like looking at the whole thing, you're just like, oh, so much. I'm so confused. Somebody just explain it to me. I promise you, if you'll just read it, it really will make sense. This video at the very top will be an overview of the modules for coaches. Again, it'll go over what I just went over basically with a little more time. And then before bringing a client through the module system, go through the information yourself so you're comfortable with it. And then this is kind of what you do when you bring in someone new, when your new client says yes. And before you hang up with them, have them text welcome to this number, wait for them to receive the first auto message with the link for My Path to Health, have them click on the link and click on start your journey here. So you can see every single step is outlined. And if you want a role play of how to help get a client on to get their modules onto their phone and saved to their phone, watch this role right here. There's little videos right here. One of them helps you know how to save it to your phone with an iPhone, and the other one helps you know how to save it to your phone with an Android. And I'll just tell you really briefly, it's not hard. If you have an iPhone, all you do is there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, up here at the top or at the bottom, there's that little box with an arrow through it or going up from it. It's like your little forwarding thing. If you're on the modules and you go ahead and push that, it brings up this screen where you can forward something to text or to email or to whatever. When you're here, you drag this thing up to the top of your screen like that. And there is a save to home screen or add to home screen option down there. And you just click on it and add it to your home screen and you have it saved. And you'll see the little icon will look just like that. It's green with a little lightning bolt through it. Okay, so if you didn't catch that, just know there's a video on that document that your leaders have that show you how to save it. For those who have Androids, all you do is there's 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner or 3 lines. Some people have said they've had them different places, but anyway, click there and it will drop down and there should be an option to add to home screen. So go ahead and add it if you can. If you can't figure it out, don't panic. You'll figure it out. We'll give you that documentation and you can read or watch those little videos. So then when you have, let's say you have a person who is already established, because this is huge when you have inactive clients that don't have access to this, you can go back to them and say, hey, you know what? We've got some really cool free tools that we didn't have when you were using the plan. Would you like me to share them with you and show you what they are? They are amazing for your ongoing support. Maybe this person's not struggling, maybe this person is, but it is a perfect way to get in touch with them, to plug them back in, to get them in the WinZooms and have a conversation with what's possible, what's available to them. And if they aren't really rocking their program, they'll tell you, oh my gosh, I need to get back on track. I've struggled. This is a great way to bring people back. So the cool thing about this too is the WinZooms are so helpful because every day they're available Monday through Saturday mornings and Monday through Thursday evenings. How many of you guys put a 10 on the chat if you're pretty much a regular on the wins sometime during the week? You're doing them. So we can kind of see. All right, I'm seeing lots of 10s coming through. That's fabulous. I'll call her right back. So good. This is awesome for you as coaches because when you bring your clients to the wins and help them understand why we do it, they could see how they love coming in and getting just loved on every day. Their brains start to change, like we talked about. They could see the value of bringing friends to it. They can see how easy it could be to bring somebody else to it. You don't have to know everything as a coach. You just plug people into this awesome system where we have the wins. We've got the Monday nights. By the way, tonight is going to rock and we're in 10 minutes, so we're going to hurry. But you get them plugged into these things and into their life book and into their Facebook group. And you, as the coach, are just tracking along with them, checking in once a week, saying, tell me what you're learning. Tell me what you're loving about it. What did you learn this week? Where's your struggle? What can we help you with? That is money for you, because then you don't have to feel like you got to know everything. So the wins are super powerful. And if any of you guys have been exposed to Hound, Hound is a tracking system for us as coaches to help us manage our client base so that we can keep all these steps in order and not lose them in our brain. Like, I'm not going to remember how to do all of this stuff. I don't know how to keep track of it all. So
Dan, this is so important. I'm going to use DJ's thing. If you guys tuned out, tune in.
okay.
This just is fabulous, but it goes right along with the My Path to Health. Now watch what she does.
Yeah. So Hound was a little tool that my sons built for me after they watched me struggle for years to stay organized. They just said, Mom, we're in the tech field. We love it. What do you need? We can build it. So they've been working on it for the last 2 years. And I shared it with Brian Drollinger. I shared it with Dave. I shared it with Dan Bell and Dr. A. I've shared it with Mike Colvin, and all of them are like, sweet. If this will help our coaches be more organized, go for it. Like, they've given the stamp of approval. So this is just a simple tool that where you can add your people in or you can import them in. And then once you have your people in, they're categorized in connections or pre-clients and clients. And there's going to be another one for coaches as well. They're building one for coaches so we can track our coaches and the health assessments that we do with our new coaches as we go. Like, we can track all those steps with them as well. But let's say we have a person, and I'll just go down here. I'll grab, who can I grab? Well, any of them. Okay, so here's Gloria Pope, and let's say she's a client. I'm going to go back to sorry. I'm going to go back to a connection person. That's why I couldn't see. Okay, I'll grab Kristen. So she is a connection right now. I invited her to launch into leadership, and then I followed up with her. We did a health assessment. She's not ready yet. She's feeling overwhelmed, but she's interested though. Follow up. I've kept in touch with her, but she's still not ready. But let's say she's ready. I'm going to make her a client right now. When I go into tasks, this is what I get. It auto-populates to welcome the new client, texting, welcome to this number. Confirm that the modules have been added to her home screen. Add her to the Facebook group if she's not already. Premier order with the Habits of Health system has been placed. Support communication for the client is set up. And you just go down through here and you just check them off, right? And then you mark them as complete. And then you can come over here and say, which ones have I done? Which ones have I not done? The complete ones are over here with complete next to them. And the incomplete ones are still over here, left blank, so that you know that they need to be done. And you can see here, I followed up with her a bunch of times. I stay in touch with her. So incomplete ones are just sitting there. And this over here is so cool, because if you have several clients going at one time or connections and you're following up with people, all you do is those tasks automatically populate to a all-inclusive task list. So let's say you come in here and today's the 16th. I followed up with Karen Rawlings, so I can mark that as complete. I haven't followed up with Luciana, so I still need to do that. Jamie Lynn Gifford, she's not feeling well, so I'm not going to make that one complete yet. What I can do is extend that date out, because she will let me know when she feels well. She's fighting something. So I've got Haley Kling I still need to follow up with today. Tomorrow, I'm going to follow up with Edie Holloman. And these are the things that just triggered for Kristen Moyes. They just triggered in to make sure that she's got her welcome to the number and that she's confirmed that the modules have been added to her home screen. So it puts things automatically on your list of to-dos for that day. So all you have to do is get up in the morning and look at your task list and remember and you'll see what you got to do. It's so cool. There's so much more to it. We do trainings every Thursday night at 5 o'clock and they mountain time. And you can come into there and it's in my Zoom room. And Claire has that graphic about the Hound training, and so does Denise, and any other leader on here has access to that. We can make sure you get in so that you can learn the ins and outs of Hound. But this just is a way to help you keep in alignment with your path to health so that you can get people in it. You're not missing steps and you don't have to keep remembering what you're doing and have sticky notes everywhere, all over the place. Oh, and it also has a real cool way. Like if you've got a person who's a client, like let's go into, whoops, my people, my clients, Gabby Hull, all notes. So I just, every day that I check in with Gabby, I write a new note. Then when I do my client check-ins, I just pull it up and I read what I wrote last time, and then I can add a new note. And you can do this on your phone. You can do it from anywhere. It's just super, super helpful to keep track of everybody. So, along with the Win Zooms, we have opportunities for leadership who are eating above to help us host them. And we have so much fun hosting the wins. Everything is outlined for you. If you want to learn how to host a win, we would love to help you get set up in this. We have a Facebook group for facilitators for the Win Zooms. It's a great opportunity. Like, we want to get you trained and have you do it a few times, but then after that, you could just sign up once a month and help. It's great because your team sees you leading it and it's super fun. So those who are really super excited about this and want to co-host, you don't have to be an executive director to co-host. But for those who are actually training on the Habits of Health system, we ask that you be an executive director or beyond, just because you've had a little bit more time experience, probably, hopefully, with the Habits of Health system. Not always, but usually, so that you can train it a little bit better. We have these awesome little songs that we play at the beginning of the wins that are just like music videos that are so dang cool. And so we encourage people to come in a couple minutes early so they can see these. Okay, guys, the key to the whole thing is just keep it simple. Just go through the steps. I also wanted to just let you know that when you trigger that, when you type welcome to that phone number, your clients are going to, and you will too, get 5 messages through Project Broadcast. And in the purple, you'll find out what those messages are and when they will populate to your client. And I always let my clients know you're going to get a few little messages to keep shepherding you back into your modules. This is going to help you get used to going into your modules so you guys can see what those messages are. There's also a checklist for the modules for both the client and the coach modules, so that you've got a way to see exactly what's in each module and you won't be wondering, where did I see that? Oh, I don't know where that is. You can use this as a checklist. You can use this as a whatever, but it's there for you as well. And there's one for the coaching modules too. They're both, you can see them, they're in dark blue, and the project broadcast messages are here in purple. This is not meant to be drop your clients off at the babysitter and just kind of forget about them. This is meant to be, you are still very much integrated with your client. It's just empowering your client to have tools at their fingertips that help them have a much better experience. And so there's messages in that document that I showed you that give you scripts to say, hey, just checking in. Have you been into your modules? Tell me when your food arrives. Let's be sure and start together, whatever. Just things that you can be sending out also, so they don't feel like their coach is gone and been replaced with automatic messages, right? So I feel like hopefully that has been a good overview for you guys as to what we have here for you. Hopefully this will serve you all really well. We know it's going to take time for you to understand it, and change is always a little bit painful at first, but it's all the same stuff. It's just organized a little bit differently. And we are open. If you guys have something that you just like, oh my gosh, can't live without, and it's not here, tell us about it because we're open. Like we know, and it's not just me. There's myself and like 8 other coaches that have put this together. We just know that we're all better together. And if we can find a simple system that helps everyone just have the tools they need and empower their clients and their new coaches, will grow faster and be able to change the world better together. So
Dan, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that how clear you helped us with this, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. Give Jan a hand, and you know what? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll